at the expense of human life, national unity, or the peace and stability of our country. So the launch of this roadmap is therefore not just the unveiling of a document. No, it's a call to action. It's a collective commitment by institutions, leaders, communities, and citizens to begin the work of prevention of violence early enough, rather than responding when tensions have escalated. We are paying attention to what we call EWA, early warning and early response. You have heard me say it again and again. We are not a reactive commission. We are a preventive commission. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission is deeply concerned by the growing manifestations of political intolerance, hate speech, ethnic contempt, disinformation, and other forms of divisive rhetoric in our public discourse. Words spoken carelessly by leaders and influential individuals can deepen divisions, fuel mistrust, and create conditions that may ultimately threaten national peace and cohesion. We must therefore remember that leadership carries responsibility. So as we approach the 2027 elections, political leaders, aspirants, opinion shapers, and all those with public influence must exercise restraint, responsibility, and patriotism. We must reject the politics of exclusion at all costs and embrace politics founded on ideas, issues, and service to the people. The roadmap we launched today provides an important framework for coordinated action, achieving violence-free elections that cannot be left to only one institution. It requires a multi-sectoral approach, collaborative approach, bringing together various non-governmental and governmental institutions, national, county governments, security agencies, political actors, civil society, the media, interfaith leaders, and in our midst are quite a number of our interfaith leaders, development partners who have been very supportive, communities, and the youth, among others, as has been explained. So our main focus as a commission must be on prevention. That's why we have this launch today. We must strengthen early warning and early response mechanisms, address triggers to conflicts before they escalate, counter hate speech and disinformation. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, you have begun to see action. As Commissioner Kedogo said, when a baby is born, you give him or her time to grow teeth. And once the teeth are begun to emerge, mothers, you know what happens. We have begun biting. And this one is going to be done fairly, but without any favor when it comes to those who trigger hate speech. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, in this early warning, we want to make sure we address triggers to conflicts before they escalate, counter hate speech and disinformation, promote dialogue and reconciliation, and ensure that communities are equipped with the tools and platforms necessary to resolve disputes peacefully. The youth who form a critical constituency in our electoral and democratic processes must be placed at the center of peace-building efforts, and that's why we have what we call this transgenerational dialogue with our young people. They must not be viewed as instruments of political violence, but as partners and leaders in the peace-building process in Kenya. Fellow Kenyans, peaceful elections begin long before polling day. They're built through the language we use, the institutions we strengthen, the grievances we address, and the relationships we build among communities. The work begins now, and it begins with you and me. Can you please look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, the work begins now, and it begins with you and me. That's the collaboration we are talking about. So as the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, we reaffirm our commitment to working with all stakeholders to promote national unity, peaceful coexistence, and social cohesion throughout the electoral cycle. We'll continue to strengthen our efforts in monitoring and responding to hate speech and ethnic contempt, facilitating dialogue, supporting peace structures, and promoting responsible leadership and citizenship. We must all recognize that peace is a shared responsibility. It cannot be left to one institution. And every Kenyan has a role to play. Every leader must choose responsible speech over inflammatory rhetoric. Every political party must place the interests of the country above vested political interests. Every citizen